Welcome back to McGill Library's systematic and scoping reviews for social sciences and education students. My name is Emily Kingsland, and I'm a librarian at McGill University. We've now reached Part 5, Conclusion. So your next step in the process is collecting and combining your data. So with the remaining articles that have been included for your review, you're going to want to gather data on their methodology and combine this data into a detailed table. Here's an example of just such a detailed table from a scoping review. You can see that this detailed table allows the reader to have, at a quick glance, a snapshot of every article under review in the systematic or scoping review by highlighting the most important parts, such as the author's names, to make them easily identifiable, the study aims, the study setting and design, the sample size, the measurement of, in this particular case, maltreatment, and once again, any risk or protective factors, which is, in the instance of this book scoping review, they were part of the inclusion criteria. Your next step is explaining the synthesis. So you want to synthesize the results of all the articles that you read by describing, reporting, and combining the results. Let's talk now about critical appraisal. This is mandatory when conducting a systematic review. Your best bet for finding the right critical appraisal tool is to visit the Joanna Briggs Institute Critical Appraisal Tools. The link is in this video description below. The Joanna Briggs Institute, or JBI for short, is a global organization promoting and supporting evidence-based decisions that improve health and health service delivery. So let's quickly look at their website. So here's their website for critical appraisal tools. If you scroll down, you would see the different kinds of studies, case reports, and so on that might be under review in your systematic review. For a lot of us, you can see I've expanded this section here for qualitative research. I believe a lot of students that I personally meet with in either psychology or educational and counseling psychology might be looking at qualitative research. So you can see they've included a checklist that you can download. It's a Microsoft Word file on how to critically appraise qualitative research. So I've got it open here. It didn't translate as well on the online version of Word, but if we scroll down here, we can see that checklist. As I said, it's formatted more nicely in the real version of Word rather than the online version. But this just gives you a quick idea of how you can use these checklists to critically appraise the work that's under review as part of your systematic review. All right, let's go back to our slides. Okay, so then you want to present these results statistically in the case of conducting a meta-analysis. So here's an example of a table where the results from all the studies under analysis are put together and displayed to the reader. You can see they've listed, in this case, they were interested in risk and protective factors. So they've listed every single kind of risk or protective factor that's out there, and then they've tallied up the number of studies under review that presented significant results and the number of studies with non-significant results. The last step in writing your systematic or scoping review is summarizing. So you'll see links in the description of this video that give you tips on how to write your review for publication. Now, I'd like to go back to Covidence to show you one more cool feature that it offers that'll make it easier for you to write your review. So here we are back at our Covidence library. And one of the things that you can do is when you have got all of the articles in the extraction part, so this is down here. So those are all the articles that you're going to read in full and cite in your paper. You perhaps might want to have all those articles in a citation management software like EndNote, Zotero, RefWorks, or Mendeley. Or perhaps if you still don't use reference citation management software, maybe you just want to export all of these articles into an Excel spreadsheet to make it easier for you to keep track of them all. Well, you can do that by simply clicking up here on the Export button. Here where it says References, under Options, you would say that you would want to do all of the included ones, right? Because we don't want to do full text. We don't want to do full text review. We want the included studies. So the ones that are going to make up our review. And under format, we can select either CSV format if we wanted to export it into an Excel spreadsheet, or EndNote, Mendeley, RefWorks, or Zotero, whatever citation management software you use, and then you can prepare the file. So that, again, is just a quick and easy way to export the final results that are going to make up the extraction piece into citation management software. All right, let's go back to the slideshow now. Okay. And of course, the whole reason why we're writing these reviews in the first place is to disseminate the review to inform research, policy, and practice. And if you wanted to see, this is an example of the same scoping review that we've been looking at throughout. And here they highlight the importance, implications for research, practice, and policy. So again, if you wish to, you could create a similar table in your own review. So McGill Library offers a lot of support for students conducting systematic and scoping reviews. There's actually an entire guide dedicated to conducting a systematic or a scoping review. And this, like all links in the presentation, can be found in the description below. Once again, you're going to want to sign up for an account with Covidence to help you with your workflow and to help you create your Prisma flow diagram. The links to that are in the description. There are also several free McGill Library workshops offered online for students on topics such as EndNote and Zotero, and you'll find the links to these in the video description below. So if you've decided that conducting a systematic or a scoping review is not for you, then you may wish to explore conducting a literature review. And if that's the case, McGill Libraries offers a number of free online literature review workshops. Lastly, if you're going to conduct a systematic review, a scoping review, or even a literature review, you may wish to set up a follow-up appointment with your librarian. And again, to find your librarian, we have links in the description. If you're looking for additional support, there are two more places you can go to for help. The first is a MOOC, which stands for Massive Open Online Course, and it's offered for free by Johns Hopkins University. There are 6 modules in this free course on how to conduct systematic reviews and meta-analysis. The second one is a link that you can use if you're unsure what kind of review you want to write. So say you've watched this whole video series and you're really still not sure what one you should use. Well, you can use this website that's called What Review is Right for You. It'll ask you a series of questions to help you determine what kind of review you should write. So we've now reached the end of the workshop. We really hope you've enjoyed it, and thanks very much for participating. Take care.